Hello and welcome back to Gino Explores. Off out again around the north end of Lowestoft, hunting World War II concrete as always. So I'm just approaching a pillbox now, which is somewhere near behind the big Tesco's right at the top of town. So I'll bring you back in a second once I've found it. Here we go. See how overgrown it is. Go on, Olive. Yeah, you see it? Unfortunately, when I came here before, this one was sealed up, so I'm expecting the same again. But this one's a hexagonal, as you can see. Bit of a rarity around these parts now, as most of them, come on, Olive, most of them are Suffolk squares. So yeah, it's still sealed, as you can see. Let's see what we can see on the inside. It doesn't have an anti-ricochet wall in it. But yeah, not much more to say about this one. But that's that one ticked off and filmed. It's warm today, not as warm as it has been. It's much cooler. That's why I've got I'm out with the dog. Yeah, so we're going to go over towards the abandoned railway line. There is another hexagonal, 2 Suffolk squares. Well, there's 2 hexagonals, 2 Suffolk squares, anti-tank blocks, and a couple of other bits and pieces. So yeah, we will see you shortly. Okay, so I'm by the entrance to Pleasurewood Hills. E-Dobbs says there's a couple more anti-tank blocks over that way, but I can't see them. So it's probably because it's summertime and everything's so overgrown. So we're going to take this path along the edge of the field, and there is a massive row of anti-tank blocks that runs pretty much the entire way back to the railway line. Never bothered to count them. I probably won't, and I'll lose count anyway. But yeah, a whole massive row of them still in situ. There's some that have been destroyed. So obviously at some point the farmers decided that he doesn't want them here and tried to destroy them, and then realised that it's more hassle than it's worth. Because you know, massive great big lumps of reinforced concrete. So yeah, it's still going. You know, there's a couple missing, but yeah, they're getting difficult to see now with all the vegetation. But as far as I'm aware, this is the longest line of anti-tank blocks that I know of. At some point I might count them for a laugh, but not today. Yeah. As you can see, there's some being destroyed there, but not removed. So, well, I don't know what the point in that was. But yeah, there's a lot of that where Second World War history is being destroyed indiscriminately. Yeah, it's happening almost every day. I'm hearing about another pillbox or an emplacement being destroyed, or another bunker gone, or whatever. It's or even dragon's teeth being removed from people's driveways. I think the government should put a protection order on them, because I read a while ago that Second World War and Cold War history is the fastest erasing period of archaeology in the country. So our most recent and important history is being erased, and it makes me sad. I'm going to start waffling now, so I'm nearly at the bridge. So you probably can't pick them up, but there's some more smashed anti-tank blocks in the vegetation there. Yeah, let's bring you around the corner, and we're at the bridge. I think you'll be able to see them a little bit better from this angle. Yes, I think you can. I'm not going to go right in, but yeah, some more smashed up anti-tank blocks. There is another one on top of the bridge up there. We'll go up there in a second. Yeah, they're 2 or 3 anti-tank blocks just here, obviously been moved to clear the path. Yeah, we'll just have a quick look at these and head up on the bridge. So yeah, 3 not in situ anymore, but there you go. Right, get up on the bridge and show you the next bit. Yeah, there's quite a climb up there. Yeah, so this lump of concrete here, which goes across the track bed, was a rail block. So this would have been laid across the railway in the event of an invasion. Sorry, I'm really out of breath after climbing up there. Yeah, in the event of an invasion, and there would have been bent up rails in there to basically stop anything, any kind of vehicle getting along here. There is another anti-tank block there, and yeah, so we're going to walk along the track bed for a bit, and then there's 2 Suffolk squares, so I'll bring you back in 1 minute. We're at the first Suffolk Square pillbox. I'm going to get down the embankment, get my torch out and show you what's inside, so give us a minute. Yeah, so excuse the horrible graffiti in here, but yeah, this is the inside of another Suffolk Square. Local kids have obviously been using it as somewhere to get stoned. So yeah, again, I truly apologise for the horrible graffiti. But yeah, Suffolk Square. Let's get out of here. Right, there is another Suffolk Square pillbox, but we're not going to go in there because it's pretty much identical. But it's exactly identical to the other one, so we're going to leave that. But yeah, we'll get a picture of it from outside on the grass because it looks quite cool poking out of the trees. Now you can really see it now. You know, like when I first came here, it was still winter. But yeah, you might be able to make it out in there. It looks pretty cool. We are going to head over here now to that little clump of trees. Right, so here we have a buried hexagonal pillbox. See, when this is a golf course, they didn't want it here, so they dug it in. There's an aperture there. I think it's probably used by rabbits or rodents now, because there's a little hole round on the other side. Right. Yeah, because here's the door. This is well sealed, and then there's an entrance down there. Yeah, so another hexagonal pillbox. So we're going to go back on the railway line, and we're going to head up to the last pillbox of the day. So we're here. You can just about make out the concrete wall there. There is the entrance. Yeah, the last pillbox on today's journey. Let me see if Olive will let me. Yeah, come on. Got my torch out. There's an aperture there. I can't remember. Oh, it's another Suffolk Square. For some reason I thought this was another hexagonal. But yeah, full of rubbish and fucking, excuse my French, but poo bags and the like. No horrific graffiti in this one. Yeah, there's my friend, when we were in here a while back, he spotted an old bit of graffiti that's on here, and just try not to tread in the poo bags. 1980. Can't make out the name anymore. Can't make out the year. Oh, 1995, 29th of the 5th. It's actually my birthday. Someone was here on my birthday in 1995. Again, excuse the horrible words. I can't help that. You may or may not spot them before I do. Another one from the 9th of the 5th, Vic. Which is pretty cool. Yeah, the oldest one my friend spotted is just here. Ron, 1956. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So yeah, that's the last pillbox on today's adventure. Yeah, so I'm going to sign off here. There's one more thing to see on the way back, which is a nice surprise. And yeah, so if you got this far, leave us a comment. Don't forget to smash the like button, and if you feel so inclined, please subscribe. I'll aim to start making more videos again soon. I've had a bit of a hiatus for various reasons, but yeah, want to get out and do more. So yeah, take it easy, people. I'll see you on the next one. The last thing on today's adventure is this. Can't really see the top of it, but this looks like an old Victorian lamppost, but it was actually an air raid siren post. So there have been loads of these around, but as far as I'm aware, this is the only one left in this area. But yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, cheers for watching. Sparrow's Nest, or Bellevue Park, I've found out it's been called. I'm at the Sailors Memorial. Apparently there's 14,000 names on here. That's a lot. I want to do a couple of the plaques, but yeah, every single mariner who went out and didn't come home is immortalised on here. No grave but the sea. So many names, too many. Yeah, sad. Yeah, up here got 3 old cannon, right, 1830 something, I think that one says. 1831, yeah. Yeah, a memorial to a paratrooper who fell in the Falklands, Private David Allen Parr. R.I.P. mate. Lovely little park, this one. But yeah, speak to you soon.